We are here on the last day, just before we realized how beautiful and magnificent this event was. We have approached the last day, hoping to see you all back again in Bangalore in 2 years' time. We've come to the end of the 12th edition of Aero India 2019, the runway to 1 billion opportunities. Hello everyone, we are here at Aero India 2019 and the theme today is Women's Day. With me today is Mrs. Smita Yole from Oriental Mills, and she is the first person in India to produce parachutes for defense use. Ma'am, such a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you.
Please tell us more about Oriental Mills.
We are supplying fabrics to the ordnance parachute factories for the last 35 years. And in the last 12 years, I have been pioneering the product of making the parachute rather than only supplying the fabric. So I'm a development partner with the ADRD, which is a defense lab which works for the parachutes, which is based in Agra, and I'm a development partner for them. I have developed a lot of parachutes right from the smallest. We started 12 years back with the bomb flare parachutes. From there, we slowly graduated to parachutes for cargo dropping, then for man dropping. We have done the CFF, and we have done brake parachutes for the Sukhois, the MiGs. I have done the largest in India, and it's the largest in the world anywhere. There are 3 countries in the world who are doing it. Russia, the United States, and now India has become independent in making the parachutes. That is to drop a 16-ton tank at high altitudes from an aircraft. So we have successfully manufactured that parachute for the defense. It has been tried and tested, and now we are hoping for orders to come.
Such a pleasure talking to you, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining us.
3D is the latest technology, but how is 3D applied in defense? I have with me Sridhar Venugopal today. He's the head of materials and technology for a company called FabHeads that develops 3D printers. And these 3D printers print out microfiber, right? We want to know more about this. Sridhar, welcome. Thank you for taking time to talk to us.
Thank you.
Also, I see you're very excited because this is the first time you're exhibiting at the Aero show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
So we've always wanted to come here, and it's been a really great pleasure, and we've got to interact with a lot of high potential people. People have been interested in what we do, and so yeah, we're actually very thrilled to be here.
Okay, fabulous. So what is carbon fiber?
So carbon fiber is a material that's been around for like decades. I think it was developed in like 1940s or something, but then people have always been using it in a manual process to make parts. So compared to metals where there's like a manufactured part, like there's an existing manufacturing process for this, the manufacturing for this is actually very manual.
Okay.
So what we intend to do is we come up with automation technologies that can automate the whole thing for carbon fiber.
Okay.
So in industries like critical, like aerospace and defense, where risk, you don't want to have risk. A manual process will have issues of repeatability, the quality of work, and it is prone to get rejected. So there we actually bring the automation. We help you create very complex parts that you just have to give a 3D model for it.
Right.
You give that model to us and we actually fabricate the part.
Right.
And this is as strong as a traditionally made carbon fiber part as well. So you can actually use these in like wing sections. Like
Okay.
you can actually have wing sections like this.
Okay,
for-
this is an actual wing section
yeah, actual
of an
wing
aircraft.
section. Yeah.
Okay.
So depending upon your application, you can have a continuous section like this,
Right.
or like gapped out sections like this.
Right.
So you can, so depending on application, you can do anything with it. You just need to have a 3D model.
So
that
you're
is the
saying
advantage.
the advantage of a 3D printer and using digital technology is that there is lesser chances of redoing or
Absolutely.
mistakes happening.
So more on that, usually in a traditional process, you need a mold to create all these things.
Yes.
You need a metal mold. So that takes a lot of time and cost to create that mold in the first place. So in this process, you don't actually need a mold. So you can just, in the traditional process, it might take you a week to create a wing, but in this process, it'll be just one day. In a day, you can have a wing ready. So
Right.
that is the time difference we are looking at. So in case of like small startups, like drone startups or UAVs, where they actually want to make just one wing and they want it quickly, they don't have to invest in the mold. They
Right.
can have the part sent out to them in just 2 or 3 days,
Right.
and they can start using it.
Right.
So if you look at the big picture, we're actually making it cost effective for like smaller companies. We are reducing on material wastage that is happening. We are improving the process altogether.
Sridhar, carbon fiber has been around for a very long time and it's also one of the strongest fibers.
Yeah.
Now, what is the use of it, particularly in the defense industry, and
Yeah.
what are the advantages?
So let's take the case of a drone, surveillance drone, for example. So if the weight of the drone is so high, you might only carry a little amount of surveillance equipment.
True.
So if you want to reduce the weight of the other components as much as possible, so you can carry more stuff.
So how ready you think India is to embrace this new technology and this very old fiber which
Yeah.
has been around?
So large corporations and the defense sector in India, they are actually very interested in this technology, and we are actually going through the process of qualifying all the technology and the materials so they can start using it.
Right.
But the actual people who are picking it up as the drone market, the UAV market, there's a lot of startups coming up in India who is focused on that market.
The latest technology,
Yeah.
you manufacture 3D printers
Yeah.
and it's the carbon fiber is the
Yeah.
talk of the town, and we wish you
Absolutely.
very, very best.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
The word aerobatics refers to aircraft maneuvers done in an unusual attitude or the position of the aircraft in relationship to the horizon. Aerobatics of F-16 in the afternoon held the public spellbound. Aerobatics are also taught to fighter pilots so that they are able to gain a strategic advantage in aerial combat. Aerobatics is the most sought after part of an aero show for the public. There came up a terrific demonstration of the way a surgical strike is effected. Please watch to take pride in our air warriors.
Now we will see the valedictory ceremony graced by the Honorable Governor of Karnataka, Shri Vajubhai Vala.
His Excellency the Governor of Karnataka Shri Vajubhai Vala, Mr. Amit Sahai, Chief Secretary of Karnataka Shri T.M. Vijayabhaskar and Mr. Madhavan participated in the valedictory.
Aero India is special for Indian Air Force and for our country. We are poised at a stage where the aerospace industry is about to witness exponential growth in this region and especially in our country. And from that perspective, Aero India 2019 was special. And I would repeat the tagline, the runway to billion opportunities is just the perfect description of where we stand today and the direction that we need to take in terms of opportunities for the private sector, for the public sector, and for the joint partnerships as we go ahead. There were many firsts. The 330 came for the first time. Fighters, you are aware, Rafale and F-16 were there. They were there last time. They've done a wonderful display every morning and afternoon. There was C-295 participating. B-52 participated on the inaugural day after having taken off from Diego Garcia, and so on. The participation overall was excellent. I must tell you that the kind of importance we gave to this drone participation was huge, And the proof is that on the second day we stopped the morning display time of 2 hours and brought in this entire competition within the prime display time to ensure that not only do they get visibility, but they are able to feel the change that is happening and the kind of importance the field of UAV has for our industry into the future. I must make special mention of the Women's Day theme that was yesterday, and from Air Force side again there was huge participation, because in terms of women officers and women pilots we probably have a great numbers. Practically in all our fields our pilots flew. Our helicopter pilot, very first woman pilot in the display team, flew solo aerobatics along with the first flight test engineer amongst the women, which was not only a good beginning, and it is putting all the other flight test engineers on risk. Apart from that, the entire display in terms of ATC was controlled by women officers. We had women participating in the Dornier formation fly past, and all the activities that were taken up, including the para jump, worked perfectly. So they have displayed in front of you what their capability is. Once the curtain comes down on this display, as we go ahead, I'm sure all the people concerned have used their time usefully to see the exhibitions, to see the kind of progress taking place in the field of aviation, which was exhibited so well by the global players, and more importantly by our own industry, the kind of space they took in the exhibition halls and the kind of attention to details and the kind of products displayed was a huge jump from the last time. So I'm sure with this it will give a flip to our indigenous industry in the field of aviation, and we will see this industry grow leaps and bounds into the future.
Government of Karnataka has worked in close coordination with Ministry of Defence, the Air Force and HAL in providing all the assistance and support for conduct of the Aero India. We have worked in close coordination. All the departments of the state government and the government of India have worked in close coordination to ensure Aero India, the successful conduct of Aero India. We have also seen that this Aero India is special in many ways, as has been mentioned. Defence and civil have participated for the first time together. A drone Olympics was a highlight, and women in aviation was again another highlight. There is a large number, the increase in the number of exhibitors and in the delegates is evidence of the continued popularity of Aero India. A number of B2B meetings have been held by Government of Karnataka also, and we have invited many of the companies who have come here. We have informed them about the facilities available in Bengaluru and in Karnataka.
His Excellency the Governor of Karnataka Shri Vajubai Wala delivered the closing address.
हमारे भारत देश की ताकत क्या है और उसमें भी और ताकतवान बनने के लिए सारे विश्व में जो प्लेन और हेलीकॉप्टर की क्षमता है, ऐसा प्लेन और हेलीकॉप्टर हमारे देश में बने, इसीलिए हम कहते हैं कि यहाँ से यूके से भी आया है, रशिया से आया है, अमेरिका से आया है, चाहे हेलीकॉप्टर हो, प्लेन हो, मगर वो प्लेन की जो टेक्नोलॉजी है वो हम यहाँ भी इस प्रकार की टेक्नोलॉजी से प्लेन और हेलीकॉप्टर बना सकते हैं। ये प्रजा को विश्वास और ताकतवान बनाने के लिए ये कार्यक्रम है। मैं कहूँगा कि इस देश में बुद्धिमत्ता भी है, हिम्मत भी है। हमारे यहाँ कर्नाटक में इसरो संस्था है, वो इसरो में जो स्पेस के लिए सबसे आगे काम करने वाली संस्था है। ये भी अमेरिका वाला ने भी मंगलयान की परिभ्रमण में 3 और 4 दफे प्रयत्न किया, उसकी ऑर्बिट में वो एंटर नहीं हो सका। हमारा इसरो वालों ने 1 साल से पहले जो रॉकेट छोड़ा था, वो पहले ही प्रयत्न में सारी ऑर्बिट में घूमने लगा। ऐसा टेक्नोक्रेट ग्राउंड है सारे वर्ल्ड में। इसरो से हम कहेंगे, वहाँ उन्होंने रॉकेट में से 104 स्पुतनिक हर एक जगह पर रख दिया। एक रॉकेट में से 104 उपग्रह कौन सी जगह पर किसको रखना, वो चुन चुन कर रख दिया। उसमें भी इसरो सक्सेसफुल हुआ। हिंदुस्तान एरोनॉटिक लिमिटेड जो प्लेन बना रहा है ने, हमने आज अभी देखा कि यहाँ जो सुखोई का प्लेन था, वो सुखोई का प्लेन और हमारा तेजस प्लेन, वो दोनों इक्विवेलेंट है। हम वर्ल्ड में बनने वाली चीज भारत में बना सकते हैं। मैं तो कहूँगा कि बॉयज़ के अलावा लेडीज है ने, वो ज़्यादा सिंसियर होती है, इंटेलिजेंट भी होती है और सिंसियर भी होती है। मैं कहूँगा कि सारे वर्ल्ड में जो हमारी गोरखा रेजिमेंट है ने, वो सबसे अच्छी लड़ाई करने वाली है। वो उसके कद में छोटा है, कद छोटा है मगर हिम्मत ज्यादी है। राष्ट्र के लिए मुनाफा की बात नहीं करना चाहिए। मुनाफा छोड़कर भी हम राष्ट्र की रक्षा के लिए काम करना चाहिए। हर एक युवान को मॉडर्न टेक्नोलॉजी का अच्छी तरह से ज्ञान है। मैं कहूँगा कि आज हम तेजस बना सकते हैं, तो कल हम M22 भी बनाकर ही रहेंगे, ऐसा मुझे विश्वास है।
Aero India 2019, that held the participants and public spellbound and glued to the event for different perspectives, got off to a fitting finale on day 5. Biennial event that the Aero India show is, Aero Show 2019, came to a close today. A large number of people hope to catch up with the next event in 2021 right here in Bengaluru.